She just come down, sir.
She does that.
Yeah, she not wait for nobody.
We're getting close to the end of the year. I just want you to just join me in this little affirmation before. Today is a happy day. Today is the best day ever. Today is a happy day. Today is the best day ever. And let's do other things. We open with God. And we recognize together that power, that presence that has pulled us into this event this morning that we call a Sunday morning service, an event already accomplished in the mind of God. And we know that as we gather together to pool our consciousness in love, together we join with each other in this place we call the Temple of Light, to grow, to be, to understand more, but to give, to serve, and be greater than we are. And so I know that this morning's service takes place in a consciousness of receptivity, a consciousness of knowing that we're here to celebrate, but here also to commit to deepening our understanding of who we are and deepening our resolve to serve, to give, to circulate, and to join together in building this wonderful space we call the Temple of Light, because we are each a light bearer. Bearer of that light that shines in every person who enters this building. And so we surrender. We surrender to the movement. We surrender with gratitude. We surrender with gladness. We release this word joyously and watch it manifest this morning as our service. We give thanks now that all this is so. Okay, on your program, our next item is the affirmation of divine love. Just let us allow our newcomers to settle. So on page 2, let us together affirm divine love. Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for this church now. Divine love is now victorious, and so it is. And your chant, just below. Just think how magnificent you are, the wonder that you are. And we're here to remind each other of our magnificence. I'm here to remind you.
So now, we'll share a moment of silence, and I'd like you to take the thought, I embrace that which makes me stronger. I embrace that which makes me stronger. Just think of it. Yes, yes indeed. It is that breath of life within each of us. That breath that acknowledges that God is and I am. We embrace that and thereby gain greater strength. So let us open our eyes and let me now share with you this morning's inspirational reading. And it is titled, What is a Good Way to Start Practicing Sacred Service, otherwise called selfless service. Every day when you wake up, dedicate yourself and your life to selfless service. It can begin as simply as expanding your awareness beyond your own world to those in your immediate surroundings and being conscious of their needs and their concerns. The moment you commit yourself to helping others, you will find that your life begins to look better, to work better. As your sense of heart-based connectedness expands, you naturally begin to behave in lighter, more considerate, and appropriate ways toward others. You understand how to respond in a way that is meaningful from another's perspective, while it ensures your own well-being. The universe responds to your generous, open heart and mind with opportunities to care for your own needs, so you have more time and energy to send out to others. It also sends you opportunities to further expand your awareness and perform even greater acts of sacred service. And so it is. Now, let's join in the praise song, Give a Little Love Away. That's the beginning of your secret service. What's on page 2? Give a little love away, give a little love away.
You see someone who's strong, give a job that's hard to do. Lend a helping hand for next time the one who needs the help just might be you. Give a little love away, give a little love away. Doesn't matter where you live or what you do. If you give a little love away, give a little love away, a whole lot of love will come back to you. You know who's watching as you go through the day to see how well you handle any problems in your way. They say attitudes are contagious like the measles or the flu. What kind of attitude will someone catch from you? Give a little love away, give a little love away. Doesn't matter where you live or what you do. If you give a little love away, give a little love away, a whole lot of love will come back to you. Give a little love away, give a little love away. Doesn't matter where you live or what you do. If you give a little love away, give a little love away, a whole lot of love will come back to you.
Please be seated. Sorry.
I will stay standing.
And now, sorry, oh my. Breathe. The prayer of our center, sorry. Please join me.
Center for
Spiritual living is a sacred field embodying
spiritual community from which the
Christ's peace, love, and joy emanate to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, and to liberate anyone who comes into contact with it in any time.
the light of the Christ
Illumines us, our center, and our environment. Our spiritual community is filled with and surrounded by the presence of God and is growing from strength to strength. The power of God expands our consciousness of truth, guiding us ceaselessly along the path of wisdom, spiritual growth, unfoldment, and attainment. We are blessed, and to God be the honor and the glory forever. And so it is. Amen. So as you now sit, I'm sorry, I was rushing away to the lighting of the candle and the blessing of our children. I'm going to invite our children, Sunday school, and their teachers to come forward for the blessing. So I'm going to light the candle. Are we all here? Yes, we love you. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I light this candle. Oh.
I light this candle on behalf of all the youth of the world. Let us behold the Christ in them.
Thank you. So we can now say the blessing. We love you. We appreciate you. We salute the Christ in you and see the shining lights onto your world. God is blessing you now. And so it is. And now our mission song. off to their class, let me share with you this morning's announcements. But before I do so, let me ask whether there are any first-time guests worshiping with us this morning.
Just family.
Yes. Oh, it's lovely to be here with family so we can... Oh, there are... Oh, sorry. I am sorry. So we welcome you here this morning, and we know you will come again and again. Welcome. So now, if you're a first-time visitor, first-timer online, we welcome you to our hearts. We behold the Christ in you. Let me now acknowledge the beautiful arrangements this morning, which were arranged by Mrs. Connie Nugent, with contributions from the Floral Angels. Miss Connie, please be upstairs. Thank you. So in your program, there's a flyer which sets out the significant events. For more details, just take it home and keep checking it every morning. But here are some other items that you need to note. Right after this morning's service, join Angela Elliott in our Wisdom Circle as we discuss concepts from the book, Collected Essays of Robert Bitzer, who is one of our early New Thought luminaries. On Tuesday, as always, Tuesday evening at 6, there's Spiritual Mind Healing Service with Reverend Ann Shand. Please join us and share with Reverend Ann your ideas on answered prayers in living an abundant life. And then there's a special event on the 22nd of November at 6. You would have seen the flyer for this special evening service. And it's called the Tez service. Teze. Well, this one didn't have the accent. We will have a Teze service. We will have music, scripture, candlelight, and silence to the theme of gratitude. Come share with this sacred space with us and be inspired. I think we should all endeavor to be here on Wednesday, November 22 at 6 for this innovative experience. Now, this is November, and our annual general meeting will not be scheduled for the fourth Sunday as we're used to, as the audited statements have yet to be received due to unforeseen circumstances. The new date is January 28, 2024. The acceptance of new members will also be in the first 3 months of the new year. And now congratulations. Congratulations are in order for our member Sheena Robinson, who has graduated from the MIU, I think that is Maharishi International University, with a Master of Business Administration, majoring in accounting and business analysis. Well done, Sheena, wherever you are. Let me remind you also that prayer support is always available, and we continue to respond to all our requests for prayer. A practitioner is available to pray with you immediately following this morning's service, and on duty this morning is practitioner Jennifer Livingston. And the number you may call is 876-289-0907. And then, if you want to speak to a practitioner, you may also call that same number, and I'll repeat, 876 289-0907, anytime between 8 a.m. and midnight, from Monday to Friday. And there's pastoral counseling always available, but you please call the office for an appointment. Then we thank you all for your continued generosity in supporting this work and for helping us to be a beacon of light in the world. And so if you want to maintain this practice, we invite you to visit our donate page at donate.templeoflightcsl.org, which has our banking details. Thank you, as together we support a world that works for everyone. And at this point, I have no further announcements except to invite you to stand for first hymn, O Brother Man. This morning, our speaker is our own Reverend Michelle. And I'm sure she has prepared an encouragement that will incite and inspire you to greater service. Reverend Michelle.
Good morning, everybody. So for the last 3 years, I've spent summers volunteering at youth camps. My daughter is the head of an organization, and they have 7 camps in the northeast region of Washington, D.C. I'm Camp Mom. And what Camp Mom does is Camp Mom is there to, kiss the boo-boos when they fall. Camp Mom is there to motivate and inspire. She also teaches tennis lessons. Camp Mom does everything. But what we do in the morning, we have what we call sunrise, and then we have a sunset service. And we always open up with, today's a great day to have a great day. And then what do you think the kids say? Today's a great day to have a great day. So it's a call and response. So I'm going to start it out. I'm going to say, today's a great day to have a great day. And then you're going to inform it as enthusiastically as my teens do at camp. It's a great day to have a great day.
It's a great day to have a great day.
Absolutely it is. So you might hear that from time to time, you all. So today I'm going to be talking about service, and the title of my talk is Being in Service Serves Us. You like that play on words? Being in service serves us. Those of you who are at home, I want you to participate in all aspects of the service. There will be a time for reflection on how you can serve. Maybe it's technology since you have mastered that. But anyway, I want to just extend the invitation to those folks who are love streaming as well. You are welcome here as well. So the pronunciation of the word service, but most people say what? Serve us. So the truth of the matter is that being in service to others actually does serve us. And hopefully I build a case for that in my talk. So to accurately describe the service of which I speak, I look to the Far East. I look to Hinduism, and they have a practice called Shiva. Excuse me, I get those words mixed up. Shiva. Seva. Well, you know what? It depends on what you listen to. I Googled it in the dictionary, put it on pronunciation, and they said Siva. So, Seva, Siva, I think it all means the same thing. Because I always like to hear words if it's a word that I don't use all the time. And so I actually wrote it out phonetically the way it was pronounced on dictionary.com, just so you all know. Okay. So anyway, you understand the idea, the concept of service. And so it's being in service to God and to humanity. But the thing is, it's without the expectation of anything in return. Now, that's hard for some people. And the reason why I say that's hard for some people, because people, they just expect, you owe me a favor because I did something for you. And so that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about taking this to a deeper level. We're taking this to that point where you serve because it truly does service you because of the feeling that comes over you when you're able to help someone else. So the words in the song were really spot on because it talks about somebody might need a little help. You never know. You see someone struggling with their luggage and, you're walking with your hands free. There's an opportunity to be in sacred service. Can I help you? Now, they may say no, but you have extended your generosity of service. So, according to the Hindu scriptures, you all, is it Seva, Shiva, Seva, whatever the word is? It's the highest form of dharma. Now, I know that word real well. And what is dharma? Dharma is righteousness. And so it's being in service coming from a place of righteousness. And it's been said to provide good karma. You all know karmic law, yes? What is karmic law? What does what? Goes around what? Say that again. What goes around? Comes around. Yes. So what most folks seek from spiritual community is a sense of meaning. That's why you come here, yes? You want to deepen your understanding of these concepts, these teachings, these principles. So hopefully you live them in your lives. Also, people come to spiritual community for that sense of belonging, for being in community. I'll tell you, that was a motivation for applying for this job. I missed being in community. So it's one thing to be online, and I was online most Sundays, but that connection was not there. And you miss a lot telephonically. You miss a lot. You don't see a whole lot. You don't hear a lot in terms of people's needs. And so I was not able, unless they made very specific requests of me, to go to where there was an opportunity for me to serve. So I like being in spiritual community because I am observant, and I go to those places and spaces that I believe I can be of service. And being of service is actually me just expressing my divinity. And that is our purpose. Our purpose is to express God. So, we come here to be reminded of spiritual truth, sometimes to reinforce our purpose, why we exist. Sometimes it's for that experience of belonging and hopefully a stronger connection to each other. So practically speaking, this is what sacred service or selfless service is and what it does. Some people call sacred service selfless service, so you'll see that as a synonym, referring to the practice of emptying oneself of their ego. And so this is in alignment with our principle of oneness. Let me get my bloated nothingness out of the way, meaning my ego, to be in service to someone else without any expectation of that person doing anything for me or owing me anything. So those who serve selflessly have a great lightness of being. And under deeper examination, they seem to have a practice of treating their work as sacred. I wrote an article once called Finding the Sacred in the Mundane. So those of you who are in service in your homes all the time, cooking, picking up after little ones, maybe cleaning, just shifting the mindset to, I get to do this. You hear the difference? Now, it's an obligation, I have to, but I get to do this, right? And so just with those small shifts in our words and then ultimately in our thinking, we have a different feeling nature around what it is that we are doing. So the outer appearance of helping someone else pales into insignificance when the merit of sacredness dances its way into our hearts, dissolving boundaries and small egos. So while we were at Master Class, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you there next year, we're starting the planning already, we engaged in a practice referred to as self-inquiry. And I've spoken of that here before because it's something that is near and dear to my heart. We studied it in ministerial school. And so we use that self-inquiry throughout the weekend to go a little bit deeper. What's the thinking behind my thought? Where did that come from? Why am I thinking that? And it really affords you the opportunity to be fully present in the moment and to get a sense of what's driving and motivating your thoughts and your behaviors. So what self-inquiry also does is it helps us to know when we're talking about being in service to others, if we're serving our egos, under the guise of doing it for other people. And so there's a question that you can ask to make certain that you're doing what you're doing for the right reasons, for righteous reasons. So ask yourself, is my service deepening my own understanding of what my true nature is? Is my service deepening my own understanding of what my true nature is? If so, that's virtuous work. And that's the service that is being performed, and we can term that sacred or selfless service. So in a little bit, and I promise not to sing along with it, it's going to be hard, but you all are going to listen to a song called I Give Myself Away. And I actually learned of this song because I went to an initiation of new priests. I don't know if you all know Elanya Van Zandt. Okay. Well, she also hails in Silver Spring, Maryland. I'm from Maryland as well. And so she invited ministers in the area to be witness to the folks or the initiates who were coming out of her program to be lights into the world, and they practice, Yoruba practices. And so this particular song was playing in the background, and it expresses that when we empty ourselves of ego in anything we do out of pure motive in service to God and to humanity, it is the highest form of worship. You glorify God, not by your words, but by your deeds. So the way that God's desires manifest in the world is through us. In foundations class, even when you're starting out in the science of mind early, we have a practice, and the title of that practice is Sacred Service. It's presented as such a practice, because what happens with a practice? You do it more than once, over and over. And so hopefully when you engage in consistent and constant practice, it becomes a discipline. The discipline then becomes your character. Your character expresses your nature. And so being in sacred service, you ultimately get to that point where you realize and you accept with honor and enthusiasm that you are here as an instrument of the Most High God. Breathe that in. And just think, I am, or you can even say it, I am an instrument of the Most High God. So remember that. That's why we were created. That's why we exist. Now, I read everything, you all. We study world religions in ministerial school, and so I go to different texts to get information that I think reinforces our message but gives it to you in a different way. So I consulted the Watchtower. Anybody ever heard of the Watchtower? Yeah. All right. And what have you observed by the folks who read and pass out the Watchtower? They're growing. They're the largest growing religious movement, you all, globally current day. Current day. So just think about that. But they're always in service. And you see people out there, I mean, even if it's 100 degrees, they're still out there. I don't know about here, but in the States, they're out there. Oh, they're out here too. Haven't encountered any as yet. But you know, I would invite, there was this one lady who would come to our development, and just like you all have here, gated community, the community's gated and she, couldn't get in. But if I saw her, I'd pop the gate and she'd come and we'd talk. And the thing is I always like to say the Buddha is everywhere. What does that mean? Enlightenment is everywhere. And I don't care if you practice something different from me. There's probably something that we have in common. It's called the golden thread that goes through all world religions, and hence you have what we call the science of mind. So I listen. So anyway, in the Watchtower that this beautiful lady left me, there was an article on sacred service. It says sacred service is not something that occupies only a portion of our lives. It is not limited to just one activity or a certain number of activity. It takes in every aspect of our daily living. So think about that, every aspect of our daily living. So regularly helping others directly or indirectly, because sometimes we volunteer with organizations, institutions that do good work, so that's more indirect. Sometimes it's very direct because you are helping someone one-on-one. If you do that on a regular basis, you'll start to resonate. You'll start to resonate with the allness and the oneness that God is, because you are then an individualized expression thereof. Know that then you are doing truly your divine work. Ernest Holmes, the author of the Science of Mind textbook, says that service is the keynote to success, and it implies constructive work and loyalty to God. Constructive work uplifts others. It aids others, or it improves their situations or their circumstances. At a very challenging time in my life, I served others. And the others that I served, they had lost loved ones. And how did I serve them? I wasn't being served. There was a void in my spiritual community. They didn't know anything about bereavement support. So if you see it, if you have the vision, you have to own it, then you have to do it. That's my motto. See it, own it, do it. I had the vision. So I started 2 bereavement support churches. Unity, Center of Light, Miami, Religious Science, and we've changed the name to Inner Light CSL in Hollywood, Florida. And so I learned from Unity, because they have great bereavement support programs and services, and we're going to bringing some of those here as well, you all. The personal benefits were tremendous, not just for them, but to me. So at least for the time that I'm engaged with other people, helping other people, I forget about my issues, my problems. And so it just freed me up. It just opened me up from my grief, from my mourning, because I was about uplifting other people, helping other people navigate this thing that we call grief. So helping others lifted my spirits. I had no place to be self-absorbed and concerned and miserable because I was too busy helping other people. I, the server, became the beneficiary. You see, being in service does serve us. In my research for this talk, I found 31 scriptures in the Bible which address being in service to others. You're going to hear all 31 right now. No, just kidding. We'd be here for a week if I gave you all 31. How about 3? All right, so 3 scriptures. So the first one is Matthew 5:16, and it says, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." So in our vernacular, we are expressing God by using our gifts and talents when we engage in acts of selfless service or random acts of kindness. You've heard that expression as well. The act of leading hearts to God is at the top of the list for acts of sacred service. And I'm not talking about proselytizing. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about you shine so bright, people want to know, how'd you get that, Carol? Ooh, all that positivity, where'd you get that? And then, of course, what do you get to say? That's not rhetorical. What do you get to say? Temple of light. Temple of light, right? And so one act of selfless service might be to invite someone here, someone who doesn't already come here, so that we can grow and rebuild and revitalize our ministry. And as I said, what an honor it is to inspire someone else to love God and themselves simply because you were the example. I'll tell you, when I started going to, at that time it was called the First Church of Religious Science in Oakland, it was 1985. And I'm a student. Perpetual student. So I jumped right in, took all the classes. Next thing I know, I'm going into practitioner training. And at the time, my husband says, "I'm going to join you at church." He would work out on Sundays. "I'm going to join you." And I said, "Why?" I'm glad, but why? I said, there's a change. And he said, "Because I want what you have." I said, what do you mean? So at that time, I told you, we were trying to, build a house. Not trying, we were building a house in Miami, and then we had Andrew, and we had all kind of stuff going on, and I was still calm and positive and affirmative. And he said, "How do you do that?" And I said, "First Church of Religious Science, Oakland." And so he ended up becoming president of the leadership council, or the board, because he got that engaged and he got that involved, because these teachings absolutely changed his life. He was worried, are we going to have the first third when the builders want it? He's so worried. I said, "It's going to be there. It'll be there." And so he says, "I really want some of that." So that's what I'm talking about, you all. When you are the shining light, people will gravitate towards you. And wait a minute, don't be stingy. Don't hoard it. Share it. Temple of Light, Center for Spiritual Living. Invite them. I use every opportunity to recruit. I was picked up this morning. I was recruiting a security guard. I mean, there's just an opportunity always to help people to see a different way, a better way, so that they can live life full out. So don't let those opportunities pass you. Philippians 2, verses 3 and 4. "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others." So in the class that I'm teaching currently, I often speak about possibility thinking. And this type of thinking involves asking positive questions. They're referred to as affirmations. You all know affirmations? This is affirmation, so look it up. AFFORMATIONS. And so you ask these what-if questions. What if everyone looked out for everyone else's needs and interests before their own? Maybe no one would be in need. That's a possibility, right? So engage in possibility thinking, thinking positive. What if I made a difference? What if I just gave 1 hour to something that nourishes my soul spiritually? What might the possibilities be? And I remind you that outwardly, it seems like service may not be meritorious upon examination on the part of some folks, nobody here I'm sure, because of the motivation behind it. Some people will give to get. That's not the mindset. Remember we talked the last time I was here about it's not as important what you pray for, but what you pray from, and every thought is a prayer, correct? Every thought is a prayer. So some people are thinking, okay, if I do this, I'm gonna get something. That's not the right energetic behind the doing. So check your motives, if you ever get caught up in that, by asking, am I clandestinely looking to my own interest or purely to the interest of being in service to others? Am I camouflaging my service because there is this expectation that I'm going to get in the end? In President John F. Kennedy's inaugural address, he challenged Americans by imploring us to ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Military service increased exponentially, you all. The Peace Corps came into existence by him just putting that challenge to us. And now I'm challenging all of you. Ask not what the temple can do for you, but rather what can you do for your temple of light. Let's flip the script. Because most people come to get. You will get, but you will get so much more if you come to give. Give of your time, your talents, and yes, your treasure as well. Instead of looking for what the temple can do for you, ask yourself, what can I do for my temple? So I'll close with 5 benefits of being in service. Unselfish service, sacred service. Siva, Shiva. Unselfishly serving others creates joy in your life. That's one benefit. Unselfishly serving others will bring meaning and purpose to your life. Unselfish service to others will leave a legacy of generosity. And above all, the satisfaction that you get from knowing that your giving, your sacred service to humanity matters. Everything that somebody does for someone or something else does matter, even if it's just to that person. And there is satisfaction in knowing that it brings honor to the Most High. So in view of all the loving acts that Spirit has performed and of those that it will perform in the future, God merits our devoted and appreciative service. To Source, we owe our lives, our very being, our very existence, and everything that we have, everything that we do, and everything that we enjoy. And that's also in Psalms 104:1, 14, 15, and 24. And I'll close with this one, Proverbs 11:25. A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. And spiritual refreshment is when we are revived in our inner spirit through our relationship with God, and our hearts are filled with joy and peace and love, inner strength and renewal. as we experience God's life and God's word in our everyday living. So I remind you that being in service serves us. So what I'd like for you all to do right now, you should have been given a little Post-it as you came in, a colored Post-it. And so as this song plays, and we're only going to play about 4 minutes of it, and then fade it out gently at around 4 minutes, because I want you all to be in reflection, thinking about, what gifts, what talents, what creativity, what innovative ways might I be in service to my spiritual community? And then you'll write down your talent on that piece of paper and your gift, only if you're doing it with a generous heart, and your name and email address. And just stick it to your envelope, so when you come up and you put your envelope in on the box, it's in there too, and we will follow up. We want to give everybody an opportunity to experience sacred giving, therefore sacred living.
I give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away. I give myself away so you can. Come on, let him know. I give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away. What would happen if a generation embraced this? Come on, tell me. Here I am. Here I am. Here I stand. Lord, my life is in your hands. Lord, I'm longing to see your desires revealed in me. I give myself away. My life does not belong to me. Give myself away. I want to be used by you. So you can use me. I give myself away. Give myself away. So you. So God, take my heart. Take my heart. Take my life as a living sacrifice. All my dreams, all my plans, Lord, I place them in your hands. Give myself away. Give myself away. Oh God, I give myself away so you can use. Oh God, I give myself away. Give myself away so you can use. I give myself away.
You can let it fade out now.
I give myself away.
Give myself away, Lord, so you can use me. So, let's just, for a moment, just go within. I'm feeling called to pray. Father, Mother, Life, you are my life. And I am so grateful that I get to live at this time, such a time as this, knowing that I exist to fulfill a divine purpose. And I do so as a living sacrifice to honor your presence and your glory. I'm so, so thankful for this opportunity to do what is mine to do, to express my divinity. And as a consequence, I live a life of sacred service, and I am twice blessed. And so it is. Amen. Whew. So thank you all so much for participating in that. And as I said, just make sure that it gets into a bowl or a box or something so that we can follow up with you and create an opportunity for you all to live a life of sacred service. We have birthdays happening in November. So raise your hand or stand up, you all, if you have a birthday happening in November. Well, I'm standing with you. Oh, there's another one. So we love you. Follow. We love you. So you all should know this by now, okay? We love you. We bless you. And we behold the Christ in you. Happy birthday. So now, because we get to celebrate life and the beautiful island of Jamaica, would you all join me in the prayer for Jamaica? You probably have committed it to memory by now. Yeah, let's energize it by standing, if you would, please, if you can. If you can't, we understand. The radiant light of God's love is now flowing through us and from us to everything and everyone it touches. The eternal light of God's love now completely fills, covers, and surrounds our island, Jamaica. The glowing intensity of the light of God's love now interpenetrates and awakens within the hearts and minds of our countrymen and women the truths of life which set free. The light of God's love is growing and glowing in intensity in the hearts and minds of mankind everywhere. Love, health, harmony, goodwill, peace, uprightness, integrity, joy, prosperity, kindness, and our oneness under God. We are now established, and so it is. And so now we'll move into congregational music, and the hymn is Life is for the Living.
Whatever you will give to life will live. Life is for
you all. So hopefully you are living yours to the fullest, because we only get one, right? that we know of. But some beliefs you come around again. But just maximize the one that you currently have. And so we want to thank everyone who blesses our center of your tithes, your talents, your gifts. We give thanks for that. So right now, I just want to affirm that, God is lavish, unfailing, consistent, abundant prosperity. And I am one with it. And I represent everyone in this temple, those who are online, those who are wanting to be here and can't, but their thoughts and their love and their prayers are with us. I'm giving thanks for all those folks. I'm giving thanks for the blessings that we receive in its myriad forms, because it allows us to do this work, God's work, to be a place where people come to transform their lives, to be uplifted, to experience that sense of oneness. We are so, so grateful for all the blessings. We give thanks now and forevermore. And anchor this prayer with me by affirming, and so it is. Amen. Thanks. And so now we get to sing the peace song. Remember you're posted.